Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We are here now for some ESEA Intermediate. We've got two teams, Faint Gaming versus King's Crew. I believe both these teams are sponsored, but either way, my name is Ro. I'm being joined by my favorite historian in both American Matters and TF2 Matters. It's Marxist, and we also have Nicell on the camera. Marxist, how are you feeling about this lovely IM match between the top two teams, as far as I can tell?
Oh, well, if you followed Invite the last few seasons, most of these folks in this game are going to look pretty darn familiar to you. So it shouldn't be too unusual of a game. I will say, though, it is on Metalworks, and you never really know what's going to happen there, especially because if teams are scrimming at all, I doubt this is one of the ones that they do a bunch.
Yeah, this one usually is just added to the server because it's a stock map, not because they want to make sure they get their bases covered, you know? So, that pretty much describes Metalworks in a nutshell. But it's got, it's got a fun mid, I guess, and a very, turtly last. That's something good for it, right? Yeah? No?
Sure. Yeah, the mid one is the strongest part of this map. And hopefully we'll see something good out of here. But we have a lot of cool players in the server. I'll let you run over them, Ro, if you would like, at least one of the teams.
I think all the Faint crew is here, so I'll just run through their names real quick. We've got Laz, probably on Scout. He's set up as a Scout right now instead of Soldier. We've got Hulk Smash, his partner in crime, with Delete as a Soldier, as well as Pro Skis, the other Soldier. Exile on demo, no surprises there, and then Faint Sandblast. No, Skis is definitely playing Medic, and Sandblast is playing Scout, and Laz is probably playing Soldier. So I've just dethroned everything I just said, but that's the correct lineup, I believe, for Faint tonight.
All right, I will take your word for it. Over on the other side, we have King's Crew, who last I heard was winning the voting pretty straightforwardly. Anif, let's see, I'll read them down here. On their last game, they played with Anif, Okiwaka, Paul Dog, Kuztiff or Kustiff, I don't know, Hulk Smash, and Felon, who is an ancient TF2 player, if that is actually Felon.
Yeah, there you have it. I recognize a lot more names on the Faint side, which is gonna be the hint to who I'm kind of feeling is gonna take this one down. Faint just has a much more recognizable roster. But that's the fun, is both these teams actually, at least what I think I saw before the match page changed. I think King's Crew is 8-1, which means they've only lost once, and Faint has lost twice. So the league will tell you, the league standings will tell you that King's Crew is favored here, but the heart and the magic and the names tell me that Faint Gaming is favored here. But Metalworks throws all of that out the window and makes it even more fun.
All right, so here's your rundown. That one loss for King's Crew was to Mr. Popo, who they've ruled IM for quite some time now. I believe 2 seasons in a row at least. And Mr. Popo, however, has lost a game, and it was to Faint. So let's see. Let me go digging through here some more. Have they played Faint at all yet? Looking through here, it does not appear that they have ever played each other before this season. So really, this could be a battle for first place, right? Right here and now.
Yeah, and that's kind of what I failed to do in the intro. Is this is a new chapter, you could say, Marxist, for your history books, because Faint Gaming versus King's Crew could have some implications for the next generation. Really, I mean, a lot of these players have already had a little bit of a sting in Invite before, but maybe this could be King's Crew chance to shine. Maybe they can rise up to the challenge and say, "Hey, Sandblast. Hey, Slemnish, all you other gamers who are really good at this game, we are better. In
Yeah,
those exact words.
Overall, if you're not familiar with how intermediate has tended to work over the last, say, 3 years, is typically intermediate has two types of teams. Those which have just come out of open due to placing quite well in playoffs or winning open. And then the rest of the teams are either teams which failed to make it to invite and are thus stuck in intermediate, and teams made up of players who could possibly play an invite, but for whatever reason are not. You've seen Faint, and most of the players on the roster have been there. A couple players on King's Crew have been there, but either based on whose rosters were there and how tryouts and all that went, they just didn't make it onto an invite team, or they decided to stick with their buddies and just didn't have an invite roster to use. So you end up with like 2 to 3 of those teams that end up battling it out for first place typically, unless a big upstart comes through and just runs the table. Examples of those upstart style of teams are the meat market guys, who came in and blew intermediate away and took the crown despite the previous dominance of the other folks in there. And then before them, it was the 20B guys who spent one season in intermediate and then left because they were going on.
Mm-hmm.
So usually, if you're a team that's not part of this upper IM stack thing, your team is super good and you're going to be top 4 invite when you make it out. So it's good. It's like a final boss, before you reach the real final boss.
Everyone's final boss. Still waiting. It's like one of those D&D campaigns that gets made, and there's a boss in it, and people get involved in the campaign but never beat the boss until like 22 years later they finally figure out the secret to it. We're still waiting for that here in Team Fortress 2 for our final boss.
Yeah,
but
we're
it'll
still
come.
Under the oppression of the Dark Lord.
That is the best way to put it. But
so, no young hero has risen to the top. They always just get murdered and thrown in a pit.
They get discouraged on the trail to the mountaintop. Something pulls them down or knocks them off, and they just disappear forever. And finally, we don't have to stall any longer, Marxist. I'm waiting for the home team to pick their side, and setup classes going live.
It looks like they want blue.
So King's Crew taking the blue slot, Faint Gaming taking ownership of the red side. But it's a mirrored map. Well, not mirrored, it's symmetrical. So there is technically no advantage to the colors. But keep in mind, all the Team Fortress 2 videos have the red team as the killers.
They're always the bad guys. And they stand out a little bit better on this map because of the dark sky.
Yep. So with that, we got Exile keeping eyes, locking out Questif on that ramp. He takes a lot of damage, gets chipped away by Sandblast. So that first frag is definitely going to open things up. It's going to be initiation from Pro Skis. That is broking, is my understanding. He's also making his way through this lobby. Gets taken down, though, but Sandblast is not let up yet. He's doing a fantastic job chasing down now through the lobby here. Making some good damage on Paul. And Slemnish with the shoddy following it up. It's going to be just Hulk Smash alive, and Sandblast is sniffing him out. He knows he's close, and he's going in for it. One more shot is going to take him down, and Slemnish and Sandblast having a dominant mid. 3 kills apiece.
Yeah, so not very great there from the King's Crew. They completely fall apart and lose their medic as well. We are seeing right now, just for those out there, Laz, the normal soldier, is playing Scout, and Slemnish, the normal Scout, is playing Soldier. So a little bit of a flippy flop there, but it looks like they're going to push in on the left side with Uber. They have full advantage. Sentry Gun tries to set up and make it. Bless is going to get a kill as well, but Exile will die immediately after. The combo here is holding strong, but there's not much guarding the point. But King's Crews maybe know. They get pushed back by the rocket, and they can't stop it. Sandblast, 11 points. Put him at the top.
That's what happens when you cap and frag. He's found the best of both worlds, and he used it to the best of his ability. The big thing there at that last mid was Questif died very early on. Didn't really have any lot in life, but this time we'll see how he handles it by getting there much faster.
So here we go. A much slower mid this time. Pro Skis doesn't even come out. Sandblast is isolated and murdered. Bellin will die there to Slemnish's rocket. Positioning for Kingu right now. The big thing is, will they chase into this valley one at a time and die? No, they don't. They go all at once, more or less, and manage to get some additional frags, but Feint at least preserves its medic for now, and they're going to make the great escape there, Ro.
The other thing that's going on right now is Hulk Smash is currently on a 4-kill streak. Did finally get taken down there. But they have crits right now. And if I'm not mistaken, there is an Uber on the other side. And Questef really wants to... Oh no, they popped it, but he's not touching him! Oh! Oh, he missed the sticky! He had the opportunity to grab Slemnish, though, as a consolation prize. Thankfully, though, the Uber cannot get too far before it's locked out. And now they're in a desperate race to build up this crit streak again and try and get some frags, take some ground with it. But, you know, the rest of Feint is on to the games, and Delete almost lost his life there. He had his arrows out when the sticky got launched. And now they're actually wanting to fight this before they get the crit streak, but they're going to get punished here by Exile, who's putting a lot of damage in this drop-down area. He's not giving up either. He's putting so much into the enemy combo. Takes down 2 with a little bit of help, and now with no explosive classes to help outside of Questef. And, ooh! That sticky around the bend catches a Nif as he pulls into that lobby, and Broking is on the chase.
Yeah, that was a
quick
bit of
turnaround for Feint.
A misstep there from Questef, because in that scenario you have to die for the medic, and instead he passed the med and made him the go-to target, and there's really nowhere to dodge over there once you go in the hallway, so it was an easy shot. Looks crispy though. And now we're back to square one. Do we still have that crit sim play? No, everybody has gone back to Uber. That last crits was a bit of a foible of the map. It's really hard to push from 2 to mid, especially when you're 1 down. So they basically got away with one and then got blown up when they tried to push lower. So we'll see what's going to happen now. The ball's mainly in the court of Feint. We'll see if they choose to go for anything wacky here. I don't see any strange guns or off classes, as it were. So I think they'll just go for the tried and true here.
Yeah, no wacky weapons. That's a good way to put it, you know. You don't see anything funky going on either side, really. No banners to work with, just the standard shotties, the rockets, the gunboats, the scatters. No, we're not going to see the return of shortstop. I don't think it ever arrived, but we're not going to see the return of shortstop anytime soon, Marxist. But Slemnish gets caught out as he just kind of peeks the entrance.
Well, there was a time when Criticola was legal. That may have actually helped out in these sorts of cases, but Feint is going to lose 2, and Hulk Smash nearly dies, equaling them out, but manages to make the great escape. And they're pushing lower. They don't really have a demo with it, and there is a... Wow! Pro Skis, if it is broken, totally missed the combo there and didn't do anything. But instead they just go into lobby and stall out. So, does somebody get fourth by spam? No. So the crew is gonna just peace out back to second.
Yeah. Kind of waiting things out. They're trying to clear these stickies right now. They might even... Somebody might think there's something they can do here, but the stickies immediately get replaced. So really, in these situations, we're used to seeing an alley play, but instead they're trying to get a soldier in. Broking jumps across, tries to hop, skip all the way through. Doesn't work out for him, and now he's rotated over. Now he's trying to initiate it. He looks through the little window there from the alley, gets eyes on the medic, and he knows where it is. So now this is the opportunity he needs if he wants to try to go for a very desperate bomb. But Hulk Smash is currently lined up on that sniper, but this is a bad time to be on it because Slemnish looks like he's trying to open up for the door. They're going to walk forward here. They called up the sniper for their team, and oh, Delete, no! I was watching it the whole time. Why would you do that?
I don't know, Ro. That's, I imagine what happened is maybe if they saw the sniper, they were calling it, and then they started just talking about other stuff. And so Delete assumed the sniper was no longer a problem, or maybe thought he had to come out, and just got wasted. So, and it's actually a long time before any building starts for Feint as well, so now they're going down quite a lot. But there's some help coming out there. The King's crew is just securing the frags right now. We'll see, will it more happen here? Yeah, the arrows are enough to save Paul Dog, but Slemnish is going to drop there, and that's going to put them in position to push. Wow! A little bit of a soldier waddle in there, and everybody's going to have to run away.
King's crew taking control of this. They have no soldiers to worry about either, so this could be a really good opportunity to push in. They do get one forward spawn though, in the care of dear Slemnish, or excuse me, Broking, who's opting to wait inside, expecting a push coming out right away. The Uber gets forced off at the bridge. They're going to be chasing down really hard here. I'm looking at 99, 100% now available to delete. He's going to come back through. Broking picks his moment, but he decides not to poke out. Now he's going to get in there, going to be able to take down Mr. Falon, or Oki, I'm not sure which one was there. I'm going to assume it was Falon. And Hulk Smash, as well as Questif, are going to be backing off. Paul Dog managed to sneak behind, though. Really behind. I think they know he's there. He's going to listen for it. No, Slemnish is not aware of this at all, so he might get taken down here on the back lines. 3 shots is all it's going to take, but Slemnish, he's a scout man at heart, and he's got the shotgun to prove it.
Yep, the best answer to a scout. And I hope that we caught that fight, but oh, Delete's gonna die again, and Feint is gonna, what looks like something that was going pretty well, but no, Anik goes down as well, and now Feint actually recovers for now. Can this demo be scout fight? No, Laz does manage to get that. So now we're running to try to get to 2. This might be a bit of an overreach here by Broking, because there are scouts up here, both of them, Hulk Smash and Paul Dog. But Paul Dog actually eating some spam there is going to back up, and that puts Exile very near to point, but I think they're discussing that they probably overextended because Sandblast and everybody else are way back. They've actually put Sandblast onto Spy. For reference, Sandblast, at least in the time I've watched him, never very successful on Spy. So we'll see what ensues.
Yeah, especially because that shutter is a very big tell when he tries to open it. He's going to open it now, go straight in, and there it is. Very quickly. Not even close that like someone heard it. Someone turned around and was like, hey, here's a scout going at very slow speed. Hold on.
Invite tier Spy plays.
Yeah. Very accurate.
But Sandblast did learn a thing, which was the aim of his on crits. They didn't know that previously. I'm confused as to why they didn't just use the crits. Usually the, quote, meta is to use the crits when you get it so that you can kill them. But now they're stuck with this crits and they have to back up and hope nobody dies. Or at least not a bunch of them die. And now they're going to have to do a fat crit. They're going to get Sandblast, but they don't have much of a team left.
Yeah, and it was really good timing too because all the Ubers have faded. It's just one alive inside of the lobby. Oh, Laz managed to dance his way around. Take down Questif. Very low health on Broking, but one more arrow is going to get him back up to health, Marxist. I'm sure you're very happy to see that. And now he's going to be able to escape with his life in a situation that otherwise would have cost him maybe the rest of his team the ability to hold this mid. The pressure's still on at this choke point, but with 2 soldiers, certainly King's Crew can find some advantage here. No, finally a Hulk Smash, is that enough? He runs through with a little drive-by, pulls out through the drop-down, and now we're seeing King's Crew pushing forward, keeping an eye out for these stickies, but they are in some precarious positions. Might cause a little bit of trouble here. Initiation from the rest of the King's Crew coming in from the valley as well. They've opened up a lot of opportunities, and Feint are stuck inside of all their lobby entrances. Slemnish might be able to pull an escape here. He's going to be waiting up for it, and actually the crits pops off at the same time as the Uber. So now we're looking at Feint doing a much better job of holding on to this point here. They're pushing forward, but they lose Exile. Now with no demo man to work with, this could work in their favor, but they've lost more players than they can hold on to. Questif going to grab Slemnish, but now they got to retreat.
Yeah, and they have to hope nobody comes hunting for them. And Sandblast does come out here, but just, you know, basically seconds too late. But he is against a demo, and this is the last place you want to be. But no, he he gets something stuck in his throat there and can't secure the kill. And that could have been the end there, because that's an easy med pick immediately after. But it's just a little too much pressure. We do see Hulk Smash going in here, and the crits has popped off. It's going to kill Bro King. And they're going to get Sandblast as well. And that will be a push out to 2, but the Uber is so close, bro. I don't think it's this is going to last long.
Yeah, but Oki is aware of this, and he's going to be going for the reverse drop-down play. Unfortunately, gets in right as Bro King is getting into the lobby area, so his element of surprise has ended. Slemish takes him down, but follow-up from Full-On. A lot of damage to Bro King, will not get the frag itself, but the scouts aren't letting up. We do see Paul Dog coming into the fray, takes down Slemnish, but they've lost their own medic in the process, and Hulk Smash on that sniper, not going to be lending any help at all. Paul Dog desperately working around this alleyway, not going to be grabbing any frags here anytime soon, and with Hulk Smash the only one alive, he's got to get that desperation shot and quickly switch off.
Yeah, he takes the shot, doesn't hit anything. They are on this point, it's half cap, and that's it. Yeah, the crew way overcommitted to that second defense and ended up, when you lose 4 or 5 players over 2, you're gonna just lose your last. There's not a lot that can be done.
Yeah, things are looking up for Feint. Holding on to this lead with a 2-0. 16 minutes on the clock. It feels like this match has gone longer than it has, but we're only at the halfway mark. Feint Exile locked out of his choke at the moment. Quested can heal up now. We do see Hulk Smash taking a lot of credit to this ground that he's taken. Slemish going down early means that there's a lot less damage available, but Falon also goes down in the back lines, trying to sneak around Bro King. It's up to Okiwaka, who's very low on health, is desperate to get some kind of arrow, but instead he's just going to be grabbing the truck pack. Exchange is happening both sides. Feint loses their demo though, and that's a huge damage output. So now it's going to be, how do they handle these frags? How do they pick it? Okiwaka gets down very low on health. The Uber gets popped off, and it's a desperate attempt from Delete to get out. He was not building as efficiently, although how can you build quite that efficient when you're just playing the heals game? Laz still playing the lobby, finally gets taken out by Okiwaka, but the counter Uber is going to come in, and Feint are not going to go for this mid for free.
Yeah, on the bright side, their combo was at least on the right side of the map. A lot of another member got split. Uber is popped. There's nobody, no connection made there. It is going to come out just in time. Slemnish will get the shotgun kill. He secures like the last 3 seconds of that Uber. And they do have really great positioning right now as they try to decap this. And a lot of the crew end up in upper lobby there, and there's no getting out that way. So they kind of end up trapping themselves with the way they chose to come to mid there, and will give it up to Feint. Now in a dominant position in this match.
Things are looking up for King's crew. They're pushing forward now. They've managed to take all the ground they can, but Bro King doing a little bit of damage, as well as the scouts in the flank. Gonna get smited. Oh, but not before grabbing Falon. The Uber was used by a Nif, so King's crew did manage to pick up a lot of ground, but we do see a full Uber now available to Delete. He was able to surf away from those damage sources. Nice little play from Hulk Smash to grab Bro King, but the cap's not going to be able to be finished. It's initiation for Okiwaka, gets the force, which is exactly what they wanted, but unfortunately a Nif is like not even remotely building with anyone right now, so that advantage is going to be almost null by the time he starts building up again.
Yeah, just nobody running with, and that Slemnish reloading the shotgun and then just goes in and dies. He knew he was locked and loaded there, and they are going to lose most of their team in this, half of it. I think Laz is not long for this world either. Will at least get a trade, but Feint kind of just runs their heads into a wall and dies there, and will give mid up to the crew.
Cat finally now goes up to crew, but there were some forward spawns available to Feint Gaming. They're getting lined up over here in the alleyway with some interesting stickies. Let's see if King's crew opts to push into it. There is Sandblast on spot. This time he's got a much better opportunity. He's going to be able to grab a demo bag, but actually the damage surf and the drop from Okiwaka was able to grab the lead. Not a drop, just a kill on the medic. Very huge play. Sandblast, though, getting outsmarted by his own team. Going to get caught out here inside the drop down, but Falon somehow ignores it just long enough. broking, trying to get a fight here. Sandblast might even be able to get the pistol shot. No,
he still dies.
Gets the disrespect, takes him down. Won't even let him get the consolation of getting a Lestrange kill. And so, once again, we get a wah-wah from Sandblast. King's Crew not letting up on this last push. They have Uber to work with. A lot of damage coming out. No! Why would you do that? He got the crossbow out at the worst possible time. And so now, no Uber available to King's Crew. They're going to lose this entire last push with only a sentry kill to speak of.
Exile asked the demo who killed the Ubering medic, wrote, "How did you die?" And Anif writes, "Misclick." Unlucky, says Exile. Yeah, I have no idea why. I know sometimes people who use the mouse wheel to change weapons, like occasionally the mouse wheel when you're waggling your mouse everywhere will roll on its own, and maybe that's kind of what happened. Something weird. I don't know.
It's too much for me, Marxist. I don't know what I'm watching anymore. But somehow we've seen 2 frags exchanged twice between Delete and between NF. So what was going to be a counter aggression, Oki did a great job of killing Delete immediately out the gate, but now Nif is dead and only just now respawning. So with a 40 ad to work with, we're gonna be Paint Gaming potentially pulling out a push. It's their 2 rounds up. It's their Uber ad. They might just sit on it. Honestly, parking the bus, one might say.
Well, yeah, until they get that Uber. We also see Sandblast on Sniper, and so maybe he'll have a little more success on this pick class. He sees what's going on. They're building hardcore. They know there's a sniper. He says Uber in chat just to let everybody know.
That's very kind of his exploits as a spy main, you know, making sure the information is shared equally amongst all parties, right?
Yep, and you know, Laz is putting his gun in kind of a different spot. You don't usually see it down there by the red marker on the crate. Normally it's either further back to the right or they hide it under the walkway, so
yeah,
I mean, this is going to be super obvious, but it might prove to be kind of a distraction because it's in a spot that's so obvious. Yeah, there's Okiwaka tries to go for a bomb and that's never going to happen, and Slemnish gets his constant conciliatory shotgun frag.
Yeah, I was about to speak to it. The benefit of that sentry spot is you can't jump through main, and that's practically the only way to really get in. You could try the right side, but usually it's locked down by some stickies or anything like that. And Exile right now is actually peeking forward a little bit. Didn't get taken down. Force comes out from Slumdish. Counter pop quickly, not even gonna milk it. This exchange is a little interesting. Falon gonna be jumping in, going desperately behind enemy lines. Not gonna get very far because that sentry had eyes on him. Slumdish gets taken down, but not before grabbing the medic frag.
Yeah, that's you know, you always see the threads on Reddit and so forth, like, how do you even play shotgun pocket? Well, that's how you do it. You waddle into the enemy's combo, completely destroy their pocket, he has to leave, and then you just hunt down their medic and kill him too.
Bring back the old school.
Uber's over.
Yeah, exactly. And now Delete not going to be doing much better this time around. He does get taken down by Falon. Big ad in hand of King Crew. My S key is broken verbally, Marxist.
That happens to the best of us, and you can't back up, I guess. So they're basically even here. I mean, Delete is not able to heal much of his team, and I think they're going to end up having to just go back to last. Kustev is really nervous, though. He is stickying the planet, and now 2 soldiers come out. They want that sweet demo meat, and they're gonna get it. And I think Okiwaka's gonna bail out now too. That may be enough to bait out a push here from Feint, but since they're up by 2, and we're probably around the point where we have, I'd say, 8 minutes left, that may not be the best choice. The Uber is gonna come out from the King's Crew, and they're marching on to 2 right now.
Yeah, it was very good force there onto the King's crew. I'm not going to have that available to them now. That goes without saying, of course. Feint now with full Uber, going to be trying to contest this point as quickly as possible. There are no hiding players on the side of King's crew. So it's pretty much just a free point to Feint. We do see a little bit of aggression. Paul Dog came out of nowhere, really, and is going to die for it. And there's a Nif all alone. I don't know why he's trying to commit to these arrows at the angle, because if any Feint Gaming players turned around, they would have killed a Nif here. And now this Uber ad that they've secured for themselves is very small because he wasn't even building that entire time. Do not agree with any of that.
It's a strange day. And Sandblast runs in and dies. We try to arrow Okiwaka, but he dies as he should instead. And then they are now holding our King's crew on the much superior ground. And despite both teams kind of being beaten up a little bit, they will win the day there. Hulk Smash still on the sniper, trying to find a spot to be useful. Is going to put some body shots into Bro King, who does a lot of damage, but not enough to get a frag. And now the crew are ready to just march over to Sandblast, actually giving them a lot of contest. Slemnish comes in sort of as a bait and switch there, but nobody really runs directly at Sandblast. So now we'll see what they're going to do. They're going to just pop Uber and go in. And I think they were banking that there wasn't going to be an Uber there for delete. And now it's all over, but Hulk Smash is on the spy, so maybe it's the intentional back cap play.
It might work out, but only if he had gotten there just a little bit sooner. Someone's going back, he saw it, last sniffed it out. It wasn't even Sandblast who was keeping an eye out for it. But Hulk Smash pulls a Ruin against Sizer back on Badlands, wins the pistol v scattergun fight, and might even get a little bit extra onto this demo, who's very low. Unfortunately, ran out of ammo and could not finish it off. So, thankfully, though, Hulk Smash has the joy to say that he beat a scout with a revolver.
Yeah, so they don't usually cover that fight in MGE, and must just not know what to do. Oh wow, that was excellent. Slemnish shotgun pocket right there. He throws Anif up in the air. Anif tries to do some kind of surf. He hits him with the shotgun, which deads out nullifies all of his forward movement, and then just air suspends him with the shotgun for the kill.
That's bringing back the old school Marxist. Remember, it's always better to have two primaries than it is just to have one when it comes to TF2, you know? Shotgun is beautiful.
That was great. That I haven't seen a medic get destroyed that hard in a really long time. So that was great. I'm happy. And now all that's really stopping Feint is this sniper, but they go ahead and preemptively pop Uber. Paul Dog will die in it as well, so that's an acceptable loss. But then Felon goes down as well as Exile runs ahead. Okiwaka fighting in the back, but that's Bro King is going to have a pretty good shot go off on him as well, but I don't think they can stop this, yeah. And that will be a good half.
We got one GR in the chat coming out from Sandblast himself. But good half indeed. King's crew, they found opportunities, you know. They had the ground floor open to them in terms of getting a win, but they just couldn't figure out how to push the right buttons on the elevator to get it to the next floor, you know, the next level. So they just kind of fell short in that regard. That's what I noticed.
Yeah, it was problematic. So all right, I'll look at these stats here now that they're in. Your King damage per minute.
Wait, let me guess. I don't know.
Who is absolutely trashing everybody that takes him in a fight?
I forgot Slemnish was in the server.
That's a man named Slemnish playing Pocket Soldier, doing 321 damage per minute, top in the server, and is currently 26 and 19 on the KD, on the old shotgun pocket. Right behind him is Bro King at 312 at 15 and 13. Kind of weird considering Bro King's technically the roamer.
Right. So he's putting out almost as much damage with half the primaries.
Yeah, and let's see. It has heals received, and he's got actually quite a lot of heals. Broking and Exile. Broking actually has more heals than the demo. So maybe Faint Gaming is just taking us back to 2007, which I'm happy to see, frankly. And Metalworks lets you play that way. Soldiers are really strong on the map.
Yeah.
So that's what I see in the stats.
Yeah. This is the magic that we see when we look at the numbers and we compile it through our secret algorithms in our head. That's the result. That's what we know.
Meanwhile, over on the crew, though, Kustiff top damaging, which is another anachronism because that's the demo.
Right.
So I like that. Some older school stuff going on here, but the big difference that you've got overall is just Slemnish and Broking kind of having their way. Over on the King's crew, the scouts are having a rough night. So is Okiwaka. So they're gonna have to figure out what they're doing here with their scout play, and maybe that will fix things up. But as far as the medic performances go, it's almost dead even. Both have 12 Ubers. Delete did have a drop technically, but he got a frag, so it makes it all better.
Yeah.
But we're going live, Ro.
Yeah, we're going live. I'm kind of surprised that Hulk Smash, he feels like he's getting a lot of frags because he's winning a lot of fights that maybe he shouldn't. And that just kind of gives the impression that he's doing well, but he's still just kind of at the bottom. Well, not the bottom, but like tied with his friend Paul Dog for frags. So I don't know. But Faint Exile doing a much better job getting to this mid, locking out the enemy demo. They're kind of corralled into this valley, not finding any openings now. They're putting on the pressure, and there it is. King's crew grabbing 2 early frags, and then they're collapsing. This is exactly the kind of mid you want, but the medic might just be able to get out. Delete getting chased down very hard right now. He's trying to win this fight, grabs the health pack. He's got the Uber Saw out. He's trying to juke in. He gets in there. The Saw hits, but he's bleeding to death. Can he make it out? One little scattergun's all he's going to take. He grabs the health pack. No longer bleeding, but hits the arrow. 10 HP. Escapes out the back. Oh my goodness. That was not a fight that should have happened in Faint's favor.
That's the second scout fight that we've seen that ended in a moment that scout player will never live down. So we've seen a spy out DM a scout, and we have also seen a medic out DM a scout in pretty much completely 1v1 scenarios. So that is rough.
Yeah, to be fair, the medic did have not only the regen to work with, but 2 health packs for a total of 75 plus what's 1/4 of 150? Quick math, like 35.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was a lot of health that the medic got. That was basically trying to kill a buffed medic, and couldn't quite seal the deal. But Paul Dog, okay, it looked like he was AFK, but he was just sitting there, maybe typing something up. But now players are backed up all the way to their second. Laz has a sentry set up. Sandblast on that sniper, trying to get this angle. Broking can open it up for him, but decides not to help him out here. I think if Broking just plays around that shutter, they can get a lot of work done, but instead he's just going to be playing the hiding spot, which is only going to get him killed, really. But, oh no! Hulk Smash! No, he's waiting even longer! Oh, the patience! And he's going to get punished for it. That's exactly the problem, dude. You take what you get and you run with it. Unfortunately, did not work out for him.
Yeah, you can't wait forever. What he wanted was to remain completely undetected until our good friend Hanif walked in there. And Broking, why did you check that? That was so random. Well, maybe Broking because it's a super common hiding spot, and it's been used since the map came out, basically. Sandblast will die. He only gets the 1 kill, and we'll see. They are not having a good time with this Uber. The sentry gun is blowing it away right now. The entire Uber gets wasted on that, and now Broking's taking an Uber. Exile will kill Felon in the meantime as well.
Yeah, That was quite a felony to try and escape. Exile. Okay, I'm trying. I'm sorry. Meanwhile, Exile taking a lot of damage. Oki, I think that was a little mini air shot that he knocked him into the lobby there. So very nicely done there. No demo to work with. This is a dream for every single last, no matter where it is. If there's no demo, you have no fear. So the soldiers need to double up right now to play the defense as strong as they can. But Okiwaka, oh, gets headshot by Sandblast after getting juggling, and Slemnish somehow getting the better of it against the opposing soldiers. So amidst having a demo advantage, the soldiers pick up where Exile could not deliver.
Yeah, and in the grand scheme of things, I don't think Sandblast will remember that frag, but it was pivotal. That's if he doesn't get that kill there, they're probably going to get pushed real soon. So here we go. It looks like they're trying to get out here. There's going to be a 1v1 fight here. Bro King's getting the worst of it right now. But and they're going to lose Laz and Bro King ultimately as well. The Uber will be forced off. They do secure a couple more frags, and they'll get a third for their efforts. So with only one player capable of defending, I think that'll be that.
Yeah, cap goes off. No forward spawns in their favor. They've got Hulk Smash on that sniper, holding on to it. Let's see what he can do. Sandblast peeking around the corner. Ooh! Gets the better shot if I'm not mistaken here. He's charging up another one, and this could be deadly for any players in view. Very nice aggression from Felon, but not going to be able to grab any frags himself. And Hulk Smash loses the sniper battle. King's Crew are out. They know they can't contest this at all. 2 players down, no sniper to work with. But now Sandblast has a lot of free reign here. But thankfully, they had the advantage of this map not having very good aims on the second point.
Yeah, the second point is pretty tough, but if they can get to Anif, yeah, Slemnish will dive in there and get the force, but ultimately, I'm pretty sure they thought that there was not an Uber in play yet, because they just threw their whole team into that, and they kind of bet the farm on a shaky deal there. It promised 12% returns, and the bank can't even do that, so
no!
It was all over.
Indeed it was, and Sandblast tried to pull a sneaky little play there as a sniper in the rock, but Soldier was in the air and got eyes on him, so that's the end of that play. Laz trying to pull a similar thing here. He's managed to sneak his way through the alley. Does not find an opening though, and we'll just back it up here. Not going to be pushing any further, testing his luck here. Uber's not really fully in their favor because they did manage to, Feint managed to grab a little bit of a force earlier on. And so now, with even Ubers on both sides, oh, Kiwaka gonna get taken down by a precarious trap from Exile. So now it's gonna turn things in their favor, but somehow Feint and King's Crew decide, hey, this is a good time to exchange Ubers, and they're gonna lose their demo in the process.
Yeah, and that's not where you want to be for this, because that's going to let the King's Crew into mid without a whole lot of struggle, and that is done deal there. So, and they're going to stack it to try to deny. I don't know if they were able to do that. It does look like they were able to deny the enemy demo. So if they hurry, there's nothing out here on 2. Yeah, and the demo has no health, so he has to be real careful. But it doesn't look like it's going so well. Okiwaka gets on top of his little paneling, and Sandblast will fall as well. And there goes delete to the pistol of Bulldog from clear across the map. And it all seems lost for Feint.
Not all lost though, just this round at the very least. The worst of it would be this round, and that's something they can afford. It's a drop in the bucket. But Feint definitely doesn't want to give up too much room. They can definitely make something happen here. They have a lot of opportunities, namely in Sandblast number 3. 3rd time's the charm, Marxist. But I'm not a believer.
Yeah, we'll see how well Sandblast Volume 3 goes. Okay, we have to see this to its conclusion. He is gonna decloak. Alright, here we go. What sort of disaster will befall him this time? He's still hiding. His team is getting destroyed. But he's still in position. He's coming to block it. No! Butter knife to the face. Shoots. He out DMs Hulk Smash with the L'Étranger. and will sneak around now. He temporarily blocks the point. That may actually be a big deal because it's able to get his team the spawns they need. And he's going to get a backstab! A 2K on Spy. He's going for Anif, but his team nearly loses the point. They're just standing there at last. And Sandblast will make the great escape. So, while not the greatest life of Spy, a much more effective one than any of the other lives.
Certainly made up for it, because if you were to tell me, hey, you can have a really good Spy play in 3 lives, would you rather have it on the round that you still win or the round where you're about to lose? I would always take the round where I'm about to lose. Hulk Smash, try to make a play inside the fountain area. I remember a time when Harley used to hide in that area, but those days are long gone. And Hulk Smash, like Harblu's Legacy, will die in that lobby. Meanwhile, Sandblast pushes forward with his Uber, gets a good force onto Anif, who milked it very nicely. It's going to be a chase play, and a lot of frags going in Kingscrew's favor right now. Exile going down is going to be huge for them. Delete cannot juke his way out of this one, and it's going to be just Sandblast hiding inside this drop down. Makes it through the shoot. Going to get a nice little 2-shot onto Okiwa before getting retaliated by Quest. This is a very good wipe for Kingscrew. They could take it all the way to last, but there are 4 spawning with the medic up in tow.
Yeah, Slumnish did what he needed to do there, and they drove in to get that Uber force, but then they didn't back out fast enough, and that's one of the problems of not relying as strongly on your soldiers to get forces there and using that scout speed buff to get you moved up, is when you split a whole bunch of times, your Uber doesn't last very long. So they kind of just got caught with all of a sudden they were just walking, minding their own business, and then their pants fell down and everybody died.
And now the Uber is ready, coming through what I cutely called bacon in my time playing TF2. The gun goes down, the time is on the point, but Paul backs off. That's not what you do. Hulk Smash finally finishes it up. See, if Paul didn't get off that point, that would have been their cap. He tries to juke it around. They did manage to pick up Delete, which is a huge frag, but Anif could not make the escape, and now Broking moving things up. Questev could have gotten the frag if he heard the call out, and might even get caught off in the back end. Broking finds himself a nice little perch here. Might have got spotted. No, he did not, and now he's trying to decide if he wants to wait for the medic. He should. He's going to back out in the end of it all. He does get spotted out in the end. So Hulk Smash on that sniper, tries to take a quick shot onto Exile across the bridge, but does not connect it. Even Ubers on both sides. There is a sniper in the hand of Kingscrew.
Yeah, and as you pointed out earlier, this angle is not great. There really isn't any great angle for Sniper to be had on this map, and Hulk Smash will die. And so will Questev. So that's huge. The Sniper kill is welcome, but the demo kill is even better. There are a couple players dying out to the side. That's mostly the flank there. Slumnish is on the pursuit of this med. Yeah, and he will not be out DM'd. Gonna get that shotgun frag. Tries to get another there as well on a Hulk Smash that runs out momentarily.
And now the spawn camping is still up. We're gonna see... Oh, there we go. Finally, they back spawn. Second is open to them. They're gonna finish up this cap, and Fank Gaming drawing closer to this victory, shutting out Kingscrew almost entirely. Was Kingscrew lost to the only team that beat them was Fank Gaming?
Yes.
So Fank Gaming showing that they have a lot of strength between this triad of teams going on right now. Getting time on the point here. This Uber managed to lock out some players, and they are going to finish up the cap. All these players are just too spread back and too passive to make any effort on the points itself. So
yeah, they
Gaming,
just didn't go for it.
Yep.
Alright, so that leaves us to 4-0 row. And we have about 17 minutes left. That's going to be a tall order for Kingscrew to come back here. But stranger things have happened, so we'll see. This mid will be a good start to it. They'll either fold or win here.
Yeah, right now I've got eyes on Sandblast, who's rushing across the point here, keeping the pressure on. The scout takes down the demo, and there is a crit streak in the hand of Anif. Sandblast and Laz working around this med, corralling him into this alley, leaving him to die, but Delete did manage to get picked off by Okiwaka, picked up the truck pack, He's going to be making his way out to this little shutter. He's so low, 1 HP. And then the embarrassing meat shot into Explode Yourself. Sandblast sits in awe of what he just caused Okiwa to do.
Yeah. Well, Okiwaka had a pretty sweet med frag there, mainly pulled off by way of missing your first rocket. You know, a lot of the time people think you've really got to hit every single rocket. But with medics who are going to try to surf every time you shoot at them, if you give them a missed rocket on the first go, wow, and if it's going to go down Pro King 2 while I'm trying to explain stuff, he just goes in for the simple fact. Slimnish is behind as well. So Feint kind of throws a lot of stuff in there. I think they're kind of playing with their food here.
And now Laz, grabbing a couple snacks of his own, pulls down 2 players. Is going to be calling for his med to chase down on the right side. They're moving their way in, but he was abandoned by his medic, so he now rotates over to the shutter, where he meets up with the rest of the crew. Sandblast pulling out the Spy Crab BM by just showing his booty and staring to the sky. They're not going to take a liking to that very nicely, but that's the way it works. Now they have Uber, so now they can push.
Yeah, they were just waiting on Uber, so they give some BM while they're on their way. I like that. And so here we go. The Uber is popped. Can they seal the deal right now? They do kill Hulk Smash, but there's a typically placed level 3 gun, but Sandblast puts about a half point on. No one's stopping it! They didn't stop the point. They just relied on that sentry to win the fight for them, and they couldn't shoot the point there, Ro.
Yeah. So that'll end it up for us tonight. 5-0. Very quick rounds. Very much back and forth. It was very good. But I mentioned this in our before we started, how Metalworks kind of, you know, makes things a little interesting. It makes it much more, you know, possible for a back and forth match. And there was a little push and pull. But now I'm more interested in seeing how these two teams would fare on a more traditional map like Gully or Process or Snake. Something more familiar to the ways of TF2 books.
Indeed. Well, I'll run through our stats here real quick. Slimnish was supplanted by Sandblast, who ends up at 309 for the night. He woke up big time in the second half, ends up going 41-18. So Sandblast had a good first half, and then the second half just decided he was done playing TF2 for the night, I guess, and just killed everybody.
Yep. He wanted to end it quickly, you know? It's one of those things where it's like, I'll only use half my strength for this fight. And he pulls the cheeky little, you know, whatever you want to call it from Dragon Ball Z. Whatever character says that. I'm pretty sure all of the villains have said that at some point. But then he went full ham. Final form in the second half and showed what he could do. And he redeemed himself with those great spy plays, you know, grabbing the cheeky little Latrange kill. And then also managing to grab a second frag. Even though they knew he was alive, he got the stab he needed, and that really saved their team from what could have been a turnaround for the King's crew.
Yeah, he had that one sniper frag that really halted the momentum there. So big plays there in the second half. Now, a fun fact I have just learned is that they are still not so this race for Intermediate's top spot actually has another faction in it, and they're called the Happy Boys squad, who are currently at 9-1. They lost to another team that we haven't even discussed. So it looks like Intermediate has a really strong top end that's basically equal as far as skill goes, and the way the teams have been playing.
So who has Feint Gaming lost to then? What were the name of those teams?
Feint Gaming, who we just saw win in a 5-0, have lost to WXVY Division and the Happy Boys squad, who are currently sitting at number 1. They lost to the Happy Boys 4-5 on Process, which I think probably a pretty cool game. The WXVY Division are, I think the only player I know on that team is Lights, but Deska is a sub. And they have lost 3 games. They have lost to King's Crew, Mr. Popo, and the Chinchilla Champions, who are 5-5. So they're having a rough go of season 28 so far, but I think they're still a pretty strong team, it looks like.
Yeah. So shout out to IM for keeping it fresh. Marxist was convinced that the only season of intermediate that would ever have any meaning and any wonderful evenness was the one
Hey,
season
hey,
he
hey.
played.
Not intermediate. The intermediate
Maine,
I
that was
played
Maine. The
in
one season
always,
of
yeah.
Maine where any week any person could have won.
And every match was a 5-4, and every team hated every single member of itself. It was the hardest I've ever tried anything in my whole life.
So we're seeing almost a less miserable version, a resurgence of that kind of tier of high level TF2 coming out for you this season. So it's looking really good for intermediate. I'm actually looking forward to more intermediate games because these guys look like they came to frag, and you know, anything goes when it comes to these teams. It can be a 5-0 this week. It could be a 4-5 on process. So hopefully we'll see how this season unfolds as we continue with our ESEA coverage. We thank you guys for joining us, boys and girls alike. Huge shout out to Nicell and Marxist for being available last minute for this cast. And thank you guys for tuning in. We'll see you guys next time. Until then, thanks for watching. Check us out on teamfortress.tv. I've been Ro, and we'll catch you next